Breaking news this afternoon from the ABC that 860 temporary visas have been granted to Palestinians in Gaza. Now, these are not Australian citizens, Andrew. There are a lot of concerns, and Dan Tehan, the Shadow Immigration Minister, came out this afternoon to say we need to know what process has happened here, what security checks are being done. We haven't heard from the Immigration Minister or the Home Affairs Minister. Don't they need to come out and tell Australians how these 860 were selected, and to reassure us that anti-Semitism and even Hamas affiliations aren't being imported, into Australia?
Well, it is entirely routine in situations like these, and particularly conflict situations, for the Australian government to provide support for Australian citizens returning to Australia, and also for relatives of Australian citizens to return to Australia. I think most Australians would accept that that is a good thing to do. It was done by this government and it was done by the previous government. Now, in every single one of those circumstances, the Australian government applies identity and security checks. There are no exceptions to that, and in the case of these Palestinians coming from Gaza, there have been no exceptions to that.
Bridget, we haven't heard from the Immigration Minister or the Home Affairs Minister, Claire O'Neil. Like I said, we don't have really any detail about what security assessments have been done. Are you left with any confidence that every single one of those 860 people have been thoroughly checked to make sure there are no terror affiliations? And of course, like I said at the start of the show, many, and hopefully all, will just be innocent people fleeing a war zone, but the security checks need to be done.
Absolutely, Sharri. We are in the middle of a heightened war conflict in the Middle East. We need to be assured that these 860 people, individuals, aren't bringing that conflict to our shores. I want to know that our Jewish community here is reassured. And the fact that the ministers responsible for the decision and the ministers responsible for keeping Australians safe here on our shores seem to be hiding whenever the tough questions need to be asked beggars belief that the government could be caught flat-footed again and leaving a sense of uncertainty and concern at this particular time, I think speaks volumes about their competency in dealing with the challenges and the inevitable curveballs that are thrown at you when you are privileged to hold the government benches. And once again, those ministers responsible have gone hiding. Australians deserve answers. They want to be reassured, and that is the role of ministers and leaders in the Albanese government. So I would encourage and implore Minister O'Neil and Minister Giles to get in front of a camera, make it clear, reassure the Australian public that they haven't once again made an erroneous mistake through their own fallibilities that will leave Australians vulnerable in the future.
All right.